Okay, welcome to the Pilates class then. We've got a bit of sunshine coming in through a window, so hopefully that's not going to blind you out and you can see me okay. Alright, so we're going to start with our standing alignment. So come to standing and just make sure you can see me okay. And then we're going to make sure first of all that our feet are underneath our hips, so we want to have a nice neutral stance. So the feet, if you put your feet together and then bring your toes out like a ballerina, and then bring your heels out so that your heels are now level and your feet are parallel facing forward. So you want to be able to find balance underneath your feet so they're not kicking out like this, they're nice and parallel, and you can feel balance under your big toe, your little toe and your heel. And then give your knees a little wobble, want to make them nice and soft for the whole session. And then we're going to mobilise the pelvic area, so put your hand on your abdomen and in the small of your back. And we're going to try to find neutral pelvis, and we're going to mobilise the pelvis at the same time. So by keeping everything else still, shoulders down away from your ears, I want you to just gently rock your pelvis forward and then gently bring it back. So you're tucking your tailbone all the way under on the reverse, pushing the pelvis backwards and then pushing the pelvis forwards. And just do this a few times until you find neutral pelvis. Neutral pelvis is where we're not sticking the pelvis too far forward or too far back, and we just sit into neutral. So you can place, make a little triangle with your fingers and your thumbs and just make sure that that's nice and level and not fingers pointing down or pointing up. And there we are in neutral. And then push your hands down your sides now. Really only think about pulling your shoulders down away from your ears and reaching your fingertips down towards your ankles. So really feel that reach. Make your arms as long and heavy as you possibly can, pulling the shoulders far down without changing the rest of your torso position. So keep the belly button drawn up and in, and then just push the hands down. And then we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. In Pilates we breathe laterally, which is up past the stomach and out into the ribs. So we want to go up through the nostrils, big deep breath in, and lift the shoulders at the same time, and then blow out through the mouth and drop the shoulders down. Let's release some tension from the shoulders. Do that a few more times. So big deep breath in, lift the shoulders as high as you can, and release the tension, drop the shoulders down. And a couple more times. Good, then start to roll the shoulders. So I've got a little bit of a tight shoulder today. You might pick up on that throughout this because I might be overcompensating with one side. Bit of an issue on my left side. So just bring the shoulders back and together, and then, but don't pop the chest, and then lift the shoulders up and then roll forward. Pull the shoulder blades apart on the roll forward, push the shoulders together on the way back, and just release the tension. Mobilise the shoulders. Get the synovial fluids moving around the joints, and then backwards. Big lift, roll back. Big lift, roll back. Keep the abs engaged so that we don't start stretching the spine or arching the back. And then relax. Okay, bring the arms up to the side. We're going to bring them up to shoulder height, and we're going to do wrist circles first of all, just mobilising the wrist. So keep the rest of the shoulders still, all about the wrist. And then in the other direction for when we're doing our weight bearing planky type stuff. And then stop, and then we're going to push up and down. So I want you to envisage that there is some kind of force stopping your arms going down to your sides. Tense through your arm muscles and push towards your hips, and then lift as if again you're pushing against resistance. So create your own resistance and breathe. So you're pushing and exhaling and pulling your belly button up and in, inhaling and exhaling and pushing up through that resistance, squeezing your tummy button up and in. One more time. Inhale through the nose, exhale, push. Inhale at the bottom and exhale, push up. Push up, don't just lift your arms, push up through the air. And then bring your hands so that your fingertips sit on the top of your belly button. And then practice the kind of breathing that I want us to do, especially through when I tell you on our backs, when we're doing the core stuff. I want you to think about this breathing now, supporting your lower spine with your breath. So inhale through your nose. Don't let your shoulders lift when you inhale, and then exhale and engage your abdominals. Inhale through your nose. Exhale. bring the abdominals up and in. So I want you to practice that a few more times on your own, breathing in through your nose, and on the exhale, lift the belly button up and in, and be conscious about the pelvic floor muscles, also a part of the core, that you want to lift those muscles as well. So it's like a scooping sensation from your pelvic floor up through the belly button, up and in, but don't bring it in too tight that you can't breathe. And then relax your arms, stand by your shoulders. And now I'm going to bring into the weights, if you want to use them, and we're going to use those, so it's going to work your shoulders, it's going to add a bit of resistance to work your core muscles, but we're going to do a squat sequence, nice and slow and controlled, to work and wake up our lower body. So I'm going to use these little 1.25 weights, and you've got your cans of beans if you want them, you don't have to, it's optional. Back into neutral stance, we're going to start with a narrow squat, it's called a monkey squat, and we're going to bring the arms into a bicep hold while we do this. So just make sure you've got enough room behind you, and then you're going to inhale to prepare, bring your arms in now, so tense your stomach but don't hold your breath. Tense your arms, because we're looking for dense muscle, we're trying to strengthen those arm muscles at the same time. So I want you to already engage your biceps, even just when we're stood here stationary now. I want you to feel a contraction in the bicep the whole way through. And just holding them under tension about belly button height. We're going to drop down with an inhale through the nose and an exhale through the mouth, and drop down into a nice seated squat with your knees staying right back over your ankles and your feet staying